all of you. I, Anuradha, would like to thank all of you for writing in your comments and suggestions on our YouTube and Spotify channels. If you haven't uh, subscribed to our Spotify channel, then please do so that you can listen to all the videos at one go. The link is given to you in the description box. Today, we are going to talk with Vastu expert Vishal Sharma ji, and he's going to talk to us. He's going to tell us about a very important, seemingly not so happening, and yet a very, very important point when we are building our own homes. So, Vishalji, a warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Nuralaji. Thank you for inviting me.
Vishalji, so what is the topic today that we are going to talk about? Because last time we talked about money. We talked about the Southeast zone. For the people who have not seen his video on Southeast and how it can generate money for us, please do. So, Vishalji, why is it that the digging of the house is important? And before that, if there is anything more important than that.
Okay, so today we are going to discuss a very basic concepts of Vastu, which is being prescribed in our scriptures or in our books. So one of the books which I have been referring is Vishwakarma Prakash. So what we are going to discuss today is that if somebody plans to buy a land, and then they should be able to test whether that land is beneficial for them, whether it is for residential, commercial, or agricultural purposes. And secondly, when somebody buys a land, they also want to know what is the right time to start building that property, or start constructing, or start constructing that property. So we'll discuss when to start. So the first one is to see how do we test a land whether it is beneficial for us. So in our Vishwakarma Prakash, there are 6 type of different testing mechanisms which are being prescribed to us. So 6 of them are: number 1 is density test, number 2 is moisture test, number 3 is airflow test, 4th is radiation test, 5th is fertility test, which is to see how fertile is the land, specifically people who want to buy agricultural land. And color test is also is important, specifically when it comes to testing the color specific to when living in a different places, right? So one of the simple tests which I'm going to cover today is the density test. And so the way you do the test is that you actually go and dig a hole there, which is by 1 feet by 1 feet in height, width, and depth. And once you dig that part of that soil, the idea is to then fill that hole or fill that pit. You can call it as a pit, and fill that pit. Depending upon how that pit is filled, there are
Fill that pit with what? The same soil?
Same soil. Once you dig it, and then once it is dug, the pit is dug, then the intention is to fill that and then see what happens. So there are 3 scenarios which will happen. One is that the pit will be totally filled with the soil. There is no soil remain, and there will be no soil remaining. The other scenario is that the pit will be not filled and it will need more soil, which means it needs more soil even though we have dug the whole soil, but the soil is not enough to fill that. And the third scenario is when the soil will be more, that means there is soil left even after filling that pit. So
the same soil that we took out from that pit and we're putting it again. So there is either less, or there is balance, or equal, or more of it.
Correct. So in case of more, when the soil is remaining after filling the pit, that means that land is very beneficial for us. That is a very good land if there is more soil left even after filling that pit. If it is leveled, there is no soil left, and the land is leveled and the pit is leveled with the land, that means it is okay. I mean, it's not bad, it's not good, but it is okay. The scenario which is not good is that when you fill the land or fill the pit, and it needs more soil to be filled, and all the soil is finished and you still haven't filled the pit, that means that land is actually using more of that
resources. Then yes.
So that means it is not beneficial. So when you see something like that, that is not beneficial. So that's one of the very simple tests to see that density test, right? And similarly, you can do a moisture test. I won't go into the moisture test, but just the density test, right? So that's a very simple way of doing that. The next one is, which is a very simple thing people should do, or at least try to do, is that when they buy land, they want to know when is the best time to start building or constructing or excavating that land, so that they ensure that they are ensuring that they are doing the right thing, and ensuring that they are getting the prosperity or the harmony which which is what they want in their house or in their property, right? So in Vishwakarma Prakash, I have actually captured some of the shlokas here, which is mentioned in the Vishwakarma Prakash chapter 1. The way it actually describes is that, as you can see in the diagram as well, that the Vastu Purush is actually lying from northeast to southwest, even though the southwest is where we know Rahu is. But in this context, we say that the snake is actually lying as on the top of the head of Vastu Purush. Tail is lying at the southwest, and then there is a body and there is a back. So what it says that when you start doing the construction, digging or excavation from where the head of the snake is, then you cause the self-destruction of your own. So that will cause self-destruction to you or whoever is the head of the family, right? If you do from the body of Rahu, which is the cold section in this diagram, the cold section is regarded as the body, then there will be harm to your parents. So your parents will be harmed. There will be something wrong with your parents. If you start constructing or digging or excavating from the tail, that means you're harm to there will be harm to your spouse, right? So out of the 4, there are 3 which is not prescribed when the snake is lying in this position. The only place where it is allowed is the back of the head of the snake. And in that case, when there is no body part, which is the backside of that, it says it will be auspicious, wealthy, and luxurious. So as we know, the snakes actually keeps moving throughout the year, right? So within the 12 months, a snake actually lives in one portion for 3 months, and then it keeps moving, right? So I have actually described here for each quarter where the snake head will be, tail will be, and where we should do that. So for example, Sun in Aquarius, Sun in Capricorn is where is the Makar Sankranti starts. So Sun in Aquarius comes on 14th of February, 15th of Feb will be, 15th of March or 14th of March will be Pisces, and then 14th of April, Sun will be in Aries, which is our Hindu New Year. That's where Sun is exalted. So during that time, when Sun is in Aries, Pisces, and Aquarius, the face of the snake is actually in the southwest. So that means you cannot start anything in the southwest. Now, as we know, snake is Rahu. Rahu moves retrograde in our astrology. It is anti-clockwise. So if you go anti-clockwise, the body comes here. So you cannot do digging in southeast, and the tail is where the northeast. So the only place where you can start construction is the northwest. So during the month of Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries, the zone which is allowed is the northwest. Now, as I said, the snakes will move retrograde in the anti-clockwise direction. So if we go to the next slide, so as we move into Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer, which is 14th May to 14th of July, the only place where you can do digging or start construction is the southwest. Rest of the other 3 zones are not allowed. Now, if we go further again in the next quarter, please.
Yes. So in the quarter of Sun being in Leo, Libra, or Virgo, in that case, which is the area that we
So in that case, the head moves to the northeast, so that is not permitted. The body moves into the northwest, which is the cold section, that is not permitted. And the tail moves into the southwest of Rahu, so that is not permitted. So the only section which is left is the southeast. So that particular zone of southeast is where you can start the construction work or start digging, right? Again, the concept is just like a muhurta. This is the place where you should start and then continue your activities, right?
Exactly. So this is the question that I wanted to ask you, Vishalji, is that is it a possibility that in those 3 months you can only dig that area, or you move from that area to another area, say in that counterclockwise direction, but you don't have to keep watching on the time or the movement of the head and the tail?
That is the time you should be starting. I mean, your construction can last for 12 months. It is very hard for you to manage that, but it is just like a muhurta. Muhurta starts at a specific time, and then you continue your work even through the Rahu Kal, right? I mean, that work can go through Rahu Kal, but it is the point when you start, and that is what matters. That when you're starting, you know what position of the snake is, and you are actually behind the snake. So that's what matters.
Right. So work well begun is half done, isn't it?
Correct.
And we all want, see, when we make a house, it's a home, rather, it's not going to be something that we do quite often. It's a once in a lifetime work that one does, and one expects to be happy and content in the house. So why not use these small principles of life to get the maximum benefit that we can when we are able to. Thank you so much, Vishal ji, on describing a very important topic that we sometimes neglect to watch. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Till we
Anurag
meet
ji.
with you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
थैंक यू। बेल आइकन को दबाएं ताकि आपको वीडियोस की अपडेट मिलती रहे। हमारे वीडियोस को लाइक करें, शेयर करें, उन पर कमेंट करें और हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें।